done with the gym. It's extremely late. I should have been home by now, but it's 9:10 and I'm supposed to be filming at 9:30, but I still have to eat. So I think I'm gonna push filming back until 10, go home, eat, do that whole thing, and then I think that should be it. I had to wash my hair, which I completely forgot about. If not, I would have probably pushed everything back anyway. And then I stayed to do my lashes. Usually when I wash my hair, I'll do my lash extensions. They last a couple days. I'll redo them probably Friday or Saturday. And yeah, it just makes getting ready a little bit easier. I like fill in my eyebrows a bit and then put some lip gloss on. I don't even wear foundation anymore when I teach, but somehow putting on some lashes just makes you feel a little bit more put together. So I'm gonna get ready to go home and get to filming. So you might be wondering, if I have a Pilates studio at home and I've got the chair, the reformer, I've got all the props, and I've got the classes that I like to take online, why would I choose to go to the gym over doing those same exercises here at my home studio? And because everything I do revolves around Pilates, it's nice to do things that are, one, not programmed by myself, and then two, that are in a different environment, seemingly different ways of doing something. So do I get inspiration from the things that I do at the gym? Yeah, 1,000%. But I also just use that as a way to like mentally prepare myself for the day. Also, the training program that I do is by a woman named Ashley Clark. She's amazing. I'm doing her like 10-week training and nutritional program. And I like doing her stuff because it just kind of, like I said, it's so different from what I normally do on an everyday basis that it takes me out of my head for a moment, and it's very much my me time. Doesn't mean I don't enjoy taking Pilates classes from home. I definitely do, especially with, access to really good instructors online. But yeah, every once in a while it's just needed to do something different. And I think that's really important. And I think that variety is the key to sustainability, in my personal opinion. Obviously, you want to have your staple exercises, your staple workouts, but, adding a cycling class here, a little bit of cardio there, abs here, that's all going to be good for your body. It's going to keep you interested in moving, and whatever keeps you interested in moving is what you should be doing. So another thing too that I wanted to touch on is some people, mostly like first-time Pilates instructors, might wonder why I choose to teach in a franchise studio versus like a boutique studio. Well, first of all, there's not that many boutique studios in my area. But second of all, yes, franchise studios are typically lower pay in comparison to what you could make teaching privates or what you could make teaching at a boutique studio. But the hours are pretty set. It has more stable income coming in my opinion. At least you can kind of round and guesstimate what you're going to make, and usually it's pretty spot on. Obviously, unless you take time off or there's like a holiday where the studio is closed, that sort of thing. But it's also like the easiest type of work, in my opinion. It is still draining because you have to spread your energy when you're teaching to 12 different people and somehow keep everyone safe. But as far as programming, it's a lot less work on my brain because I can pretty much teach the same class over and over and over and over and over again. And each time I feel I get better at teaching that class. And yeah, it's like 5 classes, repeat similar things, change it here and there for 5 hours, and then boom, you're done. And for someone who's trying to build my own business, having that as a little bit more of a stable option while I'm building something else that right now is unstable, unpredictable, to me, that's the best of it. And I could say that about privates too, but the thing is with privates, as much as you can implement policies and tell your clients, okay, like if you're going to cancel here, let's figure out another day to do this in the week so that you get your 2 sessions a week or 3, whatever the case may be. People are finicky, and privates are, in my opinion, really fun. They can be if you vibe really well with your person. But they can also be really draining if you don't, and really taxing on your mental health if they're inconsistent, because you're always stressing about, okay, how am I going to make that session up? How am I going to make that money up? And so at the end of the day, despite what most people think of, like fitness instructors teaching fitness as a hobby, it's not a hobby, it's a regular job. We also have to hustle as well. So there's no shame in that, I don't think. Obviously you want to treat everyone with respect and not just look at them as money signs or dollar bills or whatever. But it's the reality, you know? You gotta have to pick and choose what you're willing to sacrifice. I'm willing to sacrifice a little bit of my pay for some stability. Meanwhile, I build my own business. I'm gonna spend some time doing a reel or a little announcement video for my Pilates in the Park class on Friday, because I'm doing conchas and coffee. If you don't know what a concha is, it's a Mexican sweetbread. It looks like this, and my husband found some in a heart shape. So I'm gonna do a little self-love conchas and coffee Pilates in the Park class. So I do need to make the announcement for it for my Instagram, and hopefully it's well received. So follow along and watch as I make a fool of myself in front of my neighbors trying to make this announcement. But I'm gonna film mat class, and I can't be too loud. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna film with no voice and then do a voiceover later. But that'll actually help, because then I can do the voiceover in Spanish, since I'm trying to grow my Spanish library of classes. That'll be helpful. We'll see. I'm really tired, but I think we can do this, and I'll feel really productive and proud after I do it. So here we go. A little bit of an insight. This camera that I'm pointing at right there, that's up on the wall, and my TV are all connected through some wires up into my desk and my computer. So that way when I'm teaching, here, let me set you guys up. When I'm teaching, I'm going to pull up my lesson plan on this thing right here. And when I teach live classes, I can also see my students there from where my mat is. And it doesn't look too weird that I'm looking at my lesson plan and my students when my camera is just below there. So it doesn't look like I'm looking off to the side necessarily. Let's see. I'm trying to think if there's something else a part of my setup. For today's video, like I said, I'm not gonna talk. I'm just gonna put my headphones on. I'm gonna go through the class like if I were doing the workout for myself, obviously following that lesson plan, so that I can focus on my movement, but also I can use this footage and do a voiceover in English and then do a voiceover in Spanish. It does take more time to do that because sometimes I mess up on my words or I forget what's coming up next or different things like that. But for the most part, it's pretty straightforward, and it does allow me to grow my online content in both Spanish and English without doing double the work physically. So anyways, just thought I'd mention that as a little tidbit of information. you.